I used to work in schools, and she speaks about the French school system, I think, versus the American school system. And the American school system seems to be very similar to the UK, because obviously growing up, when I was in school, we had red lines all over our books, mistakes that I've made, you know, our ex-teachers telling you 2 out of 10 or however you did. Now, that is kind of, in UK system now, when I was working in schools, and quite a while ago, but it seems the same, where teachers write in bright colours, they give you upgraders, like, oh, you know, this is great, can you just work on this? So one thing on the schools I used to work in used to do was 2 stars and a wish. So what that basically means is you've done these 2 things great, work on this. You know, that's kind of the strategy. So layer that criticism basically, where she was saying with the French schools, it's just straight, direct. This isn't good enough. X, wrong, you know, X, Y, Z. But it's interesting because is there a right way, is there a wrong way? Maybe maybe it is nuanced anyway, of course it's nuanced, but it's just like, that was quite interesting because how does that play out now in talking about giving that feedback? You know, words such as like, this is kind of or sort of a little bit off, when really you just want to say you've done it wrong. Which one's better to do? You know, which way is better to articulate that? Again, open to debate, but that was, so yeah, I'm glad you picked that chapter out, because that was a really good, because someone might feel, again, on another, if you're from like a direct culture, and I'm sitting there saying, you know what, Marion, this is just kind of, not, you might think I'm insulting your intelligence. I think, just tell me what you think. I don't care about, stop trying to make me feel good, just making me feel good with actually telling me this isn't good enough, or this is, because how do I know when you're telling me it's good? How do I even know that it really is good? Because you're sugarcoating everything. So
I've got the
that's probably
translations here.
Oh.
Do you want to have a look at them?
Yeah, no, I just want to pick 1 or 2. Like, I found this funny. I was actually laughing. Let's see. I was a bit, so what the British might say, I was a bit disappointed that ... What the British mean, I am very upset and angry that. And then what the Dutch understand, it doesn't really matter. Do you see what I mean? So it's like, you've got a British person and a Dutch person having that conversation, and the point of the conversation is totally lost.
Gone completely left.
But then from that position, you need to realise, as the manager or as the leader or whoever it might be, or the person trying to convey that message, I need to get this message off as in the best way possible. So this is why this book's good, because if you are trying to work abroad or live abroad, or even you're dealing with people, you said you're working with a colleague that's Italian, it gives you a bit more understanding about, okay, in Italian culture, or if I was working with someone from a Dutch person, it gives me a bit more understanding about them. So
yeah, I want to add one more.
Okay, cool.
With all due respect to something that we say, what the British actually mean is, I think you are wrong. And what the Dutch understand is, he is listening to me. Like, so I found that interesting. Go on.
I think what is most beneficial for the other person, just like speaking to someone one-on-one rather speaking to someone in a group, I think is more beneficial depending on what you need to say to them. And I think coming from a direct culture, I rather have things direct. Just like sometimes you say if people try to coddle something, it's like they're trying to insult your intelligence sometimes. So I think it's honesty, personality, character. Is it a business setting? Is it a family setting? Is it someone above you, someone that you're working with? I think all those things kind of play a role into it. But I feel like, number one, it's always better to be direct, but how do you choose to be direct? It's like those people like, yeah, I'm such an honest person, but then they say things, they deliver things horribly. But they disguise it with like, I'm just an honest person, but there's ways to be honest, just like there's ways to be direct. And I think again, it's that middle line of,
Again, culturally, in the UK, you know, that's our perception of how things should be delivered. But in Japan, wouldn't go down well.
Yes. Another thing she said quickly as well is like, don't try and mimic other cultures. So she gave an example. She tells lots of stories in the book, and I forget it, but somebody came in and he was teaching students and he was trying to be like from their culture, but he clearly wasn't. But he missed it because, again, as well as just saying the words, it's how you say the words. Things that we're not even, you know, body language is, you know, how are you standing, what's your facial expression, the tone of voice, all this kind of stuff. So that was, again, it's like, so she gives, what I do like about the book is she gives small little tips of how to kind of ingratiate yourself within that culture, about how not to don't try and mimic it, just understand it and then understand your best way to work with it.